Hey, it's Andrew, and handhelds. I talk a lot about gaming handhelds, but something that I always think about is phones. We all have phones in our pocket, and these are pretty powerful devices nowadays. Touchscreen gaming has never been a thing for me. Gaming on the phone in general, it's not really a thing for me. Outside of maybe a match 4 game, I haven't found myself sitting down and playing big, in-depth RPG, third-person or first-person games on my phone. But I've done those things on an ROG Ally X or a Steam Deck. So this week, finally, I decided to go ahead and test out these guys. This is the Scuf Nomad and the Backbone controller. These guys plug directly into your phone and give you a gaming handheld experience. I wanted to talk about how that was, because maybe we already have the best gaming handheld in our pockets. Touchscreen gaming has just never felt right to me. I never feel properly interfaced with the character that I'm playing in the game. I don't feel fully control of the movements like I have all of the agency that I want to have. So when I grabbed these guys, I was wondering if this would naturally feel like playing a controller game on my phone, or if it wouldn't, or if it would be a weird hybrid. And before I get into what it feels like playing games on these things, I want to talk about the hardware a little bit, because these things are pretty cool. I really, really like them. These are the two I ended up going with. They are very different devices. The Scuf Nomad was about $80, I believe. And it is, again, you just pull it, you extend it, you throw your phone on it, but this guy is completely wireless. There's no plug into your device. It is gaming over Bluetooth. And we'll talk about that later too. But this guy has some decent ergonomics. It also has back buttons that I really like. It feels like a more full-size controller, even though it is still small, and it is very comfortable to hold. You have your traditional face buttons, you have your D-pad, you have your sticks and triggers, bumpers, the whole 9 yards. Then you also have a contextual button for the Scuf app, and you have your start and pause buttons. And it is the same on the Backbone, although the Backbone opted for a much more compact and smaller model. The Backbone does have a lightning port that I'm able to plug into my iPhone 13 Pro Max, making it feel a lot quicker, a lot zippier. But the device itself is much more compact, much smaller, feels a lot more akin to Switch Joy-Cons, which is a plus and a negative. I've seen some controllers, like Razer has one, I think it's like the Kyoshi or something, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it is a full-size Xbox controller that opens up and wraps around your phone or even an iPad. I don't have an iPhone with USB-C yet, so I didn't grab that guy, but I imagine that that provides the entire ergonomic experience of just using an Xbox controller. And I will say, with both of these devices, the initial use was fantastic. Although the Scuf was a little weird because I had to turn it on and then hold a button and then find it in my Bluetooth before it connected, each of them had a very similar experience. With the Backbone, it's really nice because you slip your phone in and instantly the orange Backbone button lights up. If you've never downloaded the Backbone app before, you'll hit that button, it'll prompt you to download, and then at any time, whenever you hit that button, it will instantly open up the Backbone app. And the Backbone app is a very traditional console interface, and this I liked a lot. It means that anytime I throw my phone into my controller, I have to turn off auto lock, which I always have on, but I throw my phone in there, hit that button, and all of a sudden I'm playing on what feels like a traditional gaming handheld. In these apps, you have a highlight of different games that allow you to use controllers as inputs in them. You have some social features and you have some advertising. It feels very traditionally Xbox or PlayStation. You're able to add your games into this app, or you can just boot your games directly through them, and it's pretty nice. Gaming on these devices is the big draw though, and I will say it depends on the game. Some games feel like they expected you to get a controller, and some games feel a little more awkward. I've played a lot of Call of Duty Mobile, and it does not feel like Call of Duty on a console. And I definitely know that I'm probably getting beat by some people who are just crazy on a touchscreen, because on a touchscreen, much like a mouse versus a controller, you have a lot quicker reaction. You can whip around, you can be hyper precise, you can do a lot of movements all at once. And on a controller, you're a little more limited, but the games feel comfortable to play. It's not perfect, but it feels really good. And I found myself sitting down on the couch to play something like Call of Duty Mobile a lot more, because I can just plug a controller into it and feel like I'm having a much better experiences. Games like Genshin Impact are much more controller friendly. Even in the UI of the game, it'll have controller buttons. It feels great to play a big open world RPG on my phone with a controller. And it doesn't feel much different than playing something like a game on the Steam Deck. It feels very cohesive and very good. Comes back to the hardware though. This Backbone genuinely feels like I'm playing it with Joy-Cons, and the Scuf feels like I'm playing with a third-party Xbox controller. So you have the hardware fall-offs as much as you have the software fall-offs. Some software like Call of Duty Mobile, it just feels a little bit weird, like the controller works fully in the game, but it doesn't necessarily prompt you for certain things. Some things might have been forgot about UI-wise if you are using a controller. Bluetooth on the Scuf Nomad can be really hit or miss, and I could feel like I'm playing a super delayed game, while being wired directly on the Backbone feels much snappier. There's also the downside on the Scuf Nomad that I found about having to have it charged. I think their there's something really convenient about having something like the Backbone, which is very small, in your bag in a random pocket that you've forgotten about, and then anytime you're sitting in a lobby for 30 minutes or so, you can pull it out and have a really quick, great gaming experience. The Backbone, though, works off the battery of your phone, and the Nomad has to use its own battery, which if it's dead, and that sucks. You got to remember to charge it on its own. And talking about battery, I've done a couple sessions where I played games on my phone with a Backbone for a few hours, and I haven't noticed any extra battery fall off because of the controller being powered. It feels almost completely normal. And I've played so much more games on my phone because of these controllers. The question really is what is the future of handheld gaming devices? Because here's the thing, the hardware, especially with the Backbone, is there. It is good, it feels great, it's snappy, it's fun. The software with the Backbone app is fantastic, but the longevity of this device really depends on the support of developers. How many people are making controller support for their games? Something I would love to play is PUBG Mobile, but it doesn't have controller support. In the Backbone app, it tells you, leave a review, ask them for controller support. It tries to help its community bully developers into putting controller support in their games, and that's awesome. But are they gonna do it is the real question. It seems like a lot of the big third-party games like Assassin's Creed that Apple is bringing over to their devices, like Resident Evil, they're all coming with controller support for like Bluetooth controller support, even with a PlayStation 5 controller, which is super cool. So there is a future where gaming controllers for your phone are a hot commodity. And I honestly really hope that that is the case. Using these devices has been really interesting because it brought a lot more mobile gaming into my life. I'm not a huge fan of the Scuf Nomad, even though I like the extra ergonomics because it's a bit thicker, it feels good in the hand, and the back buttons are really nice. The controller stick placement being so high feels a little bit awkward for me, and the Bluetooth delay is just really frustrating. The Backbone, though, is something that I can see keeping in my bag. I can see using it a lot. It's a lot smaller than something like the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally X or even a Switch, and it plays games on a device that's already really powerful. This is a $1,000 phone. It's pretty beefy. It can do some awesome stuff, and it's really fun. I would like to see better games brought to the phone now. If I'm going to be using a controller on my phone as a handheld gaming device, I would love to see more games like I have on my Steam Deck that are just fully priced games or on Steam sale games that I can download, play without ads, that kind of stuff. The mobile gaming landscape is its own thing, and it is littered with microtransactions, and I find that really annoying. I can't just go play something like Enter the Gungeon and have no ads. But mobile gaming with controllers is pretty nice, actually, and I'm frankly kind of surprised. I really hope to see it get further support in the future, and I think you guys should definitely give it a go. A Backbone is not too expensive. I believe it was $70, which is about the same price as a controller for anything else. So if you do play games on your phone, it might be worth giving a go. That being said, there are the full-size controllers like the Razer one. That thing, I'm pretty sure when I saw it was like 120, 130. I don't know if I would spend that much for something like this, but if you can find a nice compact Backbone, Scuf Nomad, anything used for a decent price, it's worth a go. I really like it. If you like any games on your phone or are interested in any games on your phone, check if they're controller compatible because it might be a decent purchase. It's a short video today. Just wanted to run through these things because I've been playing with them. I think they're a lot of fun. They're nice to use and you might enjoy them. So let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment below. I hope to hear from you guys, and I have a lot of content coming down the pipeline. Excited to try some new things. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching these videos because it means a lot. So thank you to D Sanchez for being a member on this channel. Sometimes I forget about him, sometimes I don't, but thank you, D. You're the sole member. And hey, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.